I'm bringing up James Houston for a reason because
we're going to see him Sunday. I hope
we're going to see him on Sunday.
Maybe. Let's hope.
Dan Campbell said he's going to be in the rotation. This is his chance to come out there. And I've been telling you all week, all freaking week, I've been saying James Houston. We got Lomas on Tuesday.
Shout out.
He's like, shout out to Big Low. We saw him last night.
Yeah, we did. He was awesome.
He's already in the Hall of Fame, so you don't have to worry. But he'll be in Canton before you know it. But he said, James talked to me, and he said, listen, as bad as I feel for Aiden, I feel that this is an opportunity for me to get another chance. And the kid with 8 sacks, and how many games did he do that in?
9 games.
8 and 9?
Yeah, 8 sacks and 9
he kind
games.
of fell off because remember last year in the Seattle game, I think he busted his leg.
Yeah,
or something.
on a special teams play.
Yeah,
he
he lost him for the year, and he has not been the same guy. Can't get in the lineup.
He did come back at the end of that season, but it was in the playoffs, and we didn't see a lot of him. He did play a little bit, but he didn't look necessarily the same.
You know, Brandon Dan, I think something that I haven't really heard talked about it. These guys are really good at holding a card up their sleeve.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's that rainy day fund that they saved for this time right now with $30 million, whether it was Iffy coming out of nowhere last year. James Houston is a guy that everybody's been wondering since week 1 of this year. And now is that perfect time. And you could really see some more magic out of these guys, just pulling them off the bench and inserting them into this lineup and really making people, you know, the loss of Hutch get softened a little bit.
I hope so, man, because there's other injuries. And Carlton Davis, you saw he got hit in the head with a cleat.
Yeah.
And then he hurt his quad on top of that.
Yeah.
But he back at practice today. But a guy that we might not have on Sunday is a guy that is loved. Offensive lineman. I know it's not Penei Sewell, but this guy is a great vet. It's Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah.
Here's Dan Campbell on Kevin Zeitler.
This time Zeitler, did he get hurt in practice because he set up the day before?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I don't know. I think it's hard to say. Look, if you're asking me, I think it's going to be hard to say he's playing. I think it'll be hard to say he's playing. But I don't want to say he's out right now. I'm not there yet.
Don't bet on Kevin Zeitler playing on Sunday, guys. You heard Dan Campbell. He doesn't want to rule him out completely, but they got guys that'll step up.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Coyote, he's been good. When they brought him in before, he played pretty well. So you got to hope that, you know, he comes in and fills the role. But this is what this is now. And now this game this week is very important. You know, this pretty much is going to decide who's running the North and maybe the whole NFC conference, you know, after this game. So
Neil Rulin sticks sweating this game.
Yeah.
If you lose this game, you're 2.5 back.
I'm sorry?
If you lose this game, you're 2.5 back.
Yeah, but if you win, you're the number 1 seed.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you're tied for first.
Yep.
That's right.
On top. And we're going to talk to Doc Macarone here in just a minute from Sports Illustrated, covers the Lions, of course. Let's talk about Ben Johnson was up yesterday. So was Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson talked about one of his wide receivers, a guy that we're all starting to fall for in Tim Patrick.
Yeah, it's just it's reps in practice. You know, it's Jared certainly he'll come to me and be like, man, he's a long target. So I feel like a lower range to miss on him. And then we have one-on-ones almost every week, and being able to see him compete against our DBs and create separation, come down with the football. He's been a very consistent separator in that regard. So it's just been reps.
Anson, what do you think of Tim Patrick lately?
You know, the funny thing is, you threw the end in there that lately, right after we got him, they wouldn't even let me talk about him on the post-game show. They wouldn't even let me. And I know we didn't see a lot of reps from him in that first game, but you saw him part of the offense, and you saw him downfield blocking. This is a guy that the one hole that we had in our offensive, any room, for that matter, was a large-bodied receiver. And what that does is being able to put him on the outside really allows you to move Amon-Ra back into the slot. Week 1, he was on the outside while you had Khalif running the slot, and you saw him barely get targeted.
Yeah.
You want to be able to move Amon-Ra around from the slot to wide everywhere. And when you have a guy like Tim Patrick in the lineup, you're able to do so. But it also just adds so much to the running game.
He's a separate.
He's a separate. But no, I really like what they're doing with Tim Patrick. I felt like over the bye week they made it a point to get him involved a little more. And guys, I think he really has the potential to be better than what Josh Reynolds was. He's still that same archetype, big body receiver that they can target downfield. But I just love what he brings to the table. He doesn't seem to drop a pass at all, no matter what's thrown his way. And we forget he was a number 2 receiver in Denver with no quarterback. I mean, Russell Wilson and Trevor Siemian, shout out Anson. We was trying to think of that name at the watch party. But you had those 2 guys as your quarterback, and he's delivered at every turn. So I'm
700 yards in 2021, and then you add in the desire of a guy like this that fights his way back to football after 2 years away. Yeah, big time injuries. That fits this culture.
Amen. He is a lion, and he's a guy that I'm starting to really, really like.
Yeah, he's nice.
I'm starting to forget about Josh Reynolds. He's in Denver, right?
Josh
Reynolds?
Josh.
It's all right. You can stay there, Josh.
I think he does more. He might not have that rapport with Jared Goff yet, but I think that he does way more, especially in terms of blocking.
He's throwing balls down there, too.
What's that?
He's throwing. He's actually passing balls. I think he's got 2-3 attempts on the yo.
Growing. I don't know why.
Anyway.